Hello, welcome guys. So today it is going to be a short video. Um, Simple tutorials. It's going to be straightforward about some ways and what services I use to create a podcast, either video or audio, depending on what you want to do with. So you can see if this works out for you, depending on what you're trying to do, right? So for video type of content podcast that I like to do, if I'm doing like an interview or doing a collaboration and having multiple people talking in conversation, is Riverside. This is a great free service where you can have people come in and talk and discuss with live video chat. Let's go here. Here's the studio that I have here, and I'll link the in the video description of all these services I use and websites I use to help create content for my audio podcast, sometimes video. So we log in, it's free to use, great accounts, it doesn't take long. You want to hit, create studio, which I already did here. And then you also can click go to studio, right? And then you can test your mic and settings. You can do a camera setup. Looks like I'm actually on my new laptop, so should have done this before. Yeah, make sure you allow permissions so you can use that stuff. Here it shows the display of your camera and your microphone. You can turn it on and off here. You can set up what camera you want to use on your device, on your computer. And by the way, Riverside, I forgot to mention, not only you can do this on PC, but you can also do this on your mobile phone, so you can record on the go. Select what microphone you want to use, depending on what microphone you have, and then your headphones where the output of sound will go through, depending on what speakers you want to select or headphone. I recommend to use headphones for recording. And this is also the host name, so let's just say I want to join my studio, and this is going to be my display host name. Let's just do this for example. When I hit join studio, please select, oh yeah, you want to hit this option. In this case, since I'm recording, I am not using headphones, but I recommend that you do, and hit join studio. And here's your studio. Pretty simple layout. You got your record button there. It'll do a countdown, and you can also do a test recording. Let's just hit that real quick and see what happens. Okay, there's a countdown, and then it records. You just hit stop to stop it. And you can view recordings, you can do some editing, you can also upload your recordings. You can also just upload MP3 as well. And here's an invite link to people you want to join in your studio in Riverside. So this is just a guest, someone that's coming speaking. Audience is people who just want to attend, and this is a paid version for producer. But if you want people just to attend and just watch your podcast show, but they're not participating in discussion, you put on their guest, you hit copy the link, and you can email them a link, message them a link, whatever, or do just guest, or you can do invite by email. Right here you can see the script of what was discussed. This is the speaker you want to use to project your voice that you want to hear on. By default is headphones. And anything else, there's also a chat feature. You can watch a chat if you're doing like a kind of like live streaming. You invite people into your studio, you can watch the chat box there. And also there's a media tab if you want to put some background music, you can. I don't typically mess with this too much, but you can upload some of your music media if you want to put music background onto your video podcast. I think we just X that out there. Anything else? You view all your recent recordings. that's pretty much for a generic setup. You can just also there's an invite tab too if you want to invite people. You can copy the link or you can send by email. And there's also a link here if you want to get that mobile app. So basically what you do, you can turn your camera mic on, you talk with your guests, you just press record, it record everything to you. And when you're done recording, you just click right here to see past recording. And just like this one, for like 2 seconds where I first hit the record button, I just hit that. And it should take me to my recording. You can play it, you can see it, you can clip it to do some editing, which is usually audio editing, and there's download. And you can delete videos as well, if you like. Just click the 3 bubbles here and hit remove. If you want to do recording, you can rename it. You can copy the ID, links to just take you the link to the video page if you want to share it with anybody. And you can upload onto the cloud as well. Then move this notification here. Alright, so that's it for the video recording. So say you're done recording, you can just leave the studio. And I always hit end session for all. That means it kicks everybody out who's in this studio. Because if you just leave, your guests will still be in there. I just like to end all, session for all. And then you're back to the home screen page. Of course, there's paid features here. You can do if you want, not necessary. Now, what I like to do, if I want to edit some audio, I go to Podcastle. Right, and Podcastle looks kind of mess because I need to clean this stuff up, but I can show you how to do that. So let's clean this up. This is like all projects I did. We can just hit delete project. Hit the bubbles and just hit delete. It's an opportunity to clean up my mess here. And Podcastle is also free. This is great to use a podcast, and also with Podcastle, you can also upload your video files, and it'll convert it into audio files as well, where you can do some editing stuff. So what you can start, you can just create a project. Let's just create one room, right? And right here you can convert text to speech. You can turn your video to a podcast, which makes it a MP3 format, audio format, and then you can either record your audio or import your audio. So right here on your left, you hit track, right? Tracks is like different recordings you have on each layer. You can have tons of them, right? And if you have too many, you can always just right click 3 buttons here and then just hit rename. You can duplicate or you can delete. It's pretty straightforward. And over here you can have, this is your files, any audios you can upload, or you can drag and drop right here of any audio files you want. Right here is some music that's free to use. So, well, that's upload match points. What I did, I just grabbed it, clicked it, and dragged it over here. Or you can just hit add track. That works as well. And if you see this symbol here, it means you need to get a paid prescription through Podcastle. Podcastle has everything you need to least for your audio editing. I like it. And of course, it takes a little bit, like a minute, just to unload. But while that's loading, one thing you can do, say I want to clip an audio out, I can hit right mouse click and you can hit split. You can duplicate text, you can download it, you can even download sections of the audio. You can mute a part section of the clip, you can rename it, or you can just delete. So if you do split, you see this on 3-dot line, just click where you want to do a split at, and there you go, there's a split. You can move it, and it does a split for you. You can also move this to as another track. And this green bar indicator, when it hits here, that's when it'll start playing sounds. And you can move it however you want. You can do tons of them. I can do like duplicate, boom, a duplicate. I can move stuff around anywhere I want to when it hits sound, when it engages. Also, in any section of the audio file, you see these bubbles here. You can click that, and what it'll do will fade out the sound. So you can do a little bit fade, and say you're doing an intro, and you want the music to fade off onto your podcast, you can do that. And let's see. You can hit mute. It'll mute that clip, or you can unmute. Also, the options here on the left for each track, you can adjust the volume of how loud you want to be. And you can isolate it. You can lock track so it won't change. You can hit edit. You can do the amplifier. And then you can make where you want sound to play more in the person's right ear, left ear. You can add effects. It's a lot of features you can do. And you can click the microphone icon and it'll mute it. So any sound that's on this, say track 2, which is this column right here, will be muted. And I hit that, it'll unmute. I want to hit play. I want to see if it still plays sound while it's loading. I probably should have done this before the video, but let's try it out. No, okay. So when it's fully loaded, what you usually will see is a bunch of squiggly lines here, which shows like different levels of sound waves. Let me see if I have an audio file to use. Just for example, you know what? It might take a while to load. Here's one I did actually one of my videos on. Alright, here's the audio file. I'm going to delete this. Alright, I'm going to do everything again. This time we got live audio. Right now I'm just using one track. You know what? Let's just make this duplicate. Just for the sake of just doing it. And then let's duplicate again. I'm just kind of just having fun and experimenting. Let's see, it's pretty user-friendly, straightforward. And let's say I want to cut this sound out. Right? And split it. And then I have no idea what this is going to sound like. Should be interesting. Say I want to cut this. I want to move that out here. Start gauging right there. And then I want this sound to start. Right here. It's probably going to sound crazy because it's the same audio track, the same spot right here. You know, and let's say I just want to do a little bit fade in the beginning. Fade the out. We'll make this all continuous. And like I said, I'm just having fun right here. You can see the name of the track that I use. I think if you hit rename, you can see it right there. I can rename any track. I'd say just track 1, just for example. There, and then you see the name track 1. So this is useful if you have multiple recordings, even during your podcast. You can adjust in each and every audio file to how you want to control the flow of conversations. It's pretty cool. So I just hit play just to see what it sounds like. Alright, see it? And you click anywhere you want. So there's that sound. Click it here. And then if I go click it here, you'll see 2 songs. It sounds pretty wild. You can pause it. You can delete tracks. So you got the idea. So once I'm done doing my video editing, or even if you want to fix the audio for the video, you can just upload a podcast and just fix it. And then what you can do is, once you're done, you just hit export. These are all free up to this point here. You can, okay, all this is paid versions. Well, except for some of them, they're not. But I usually like to just do MP3. You can play around and see how it sounds. Um, and you can also hit transcript option if you like, which will give you the transcripts of your audio file, so you can read what people were said. Just in case you need it, you just toggle that on or toggle it off. Hit export file. It'll do a waiting period. Again, it creates the file, and then normally right down here, it'll say download. You hit download, and download on your computer. Podcastle is also, actually, I don't think Podcastle. I mean, you probably can do the same thing on your phone as well. You just go to the URL website on your browser. You can do the same thing as well as your PC. You just hit download, and it'll download. And then there's that. And the final thing I want to show you for a podcast I like to use is called Spreaker. Use create account, it's free, all free to use. So here's my podcast. You see down here I have live episodes. A lot of this is based on my YouTube videos. I just create it for an audio format. But the reason I like to do Spreaker is if you go down here on sharing, on distribution, sorry, I cannot read today. Scroll down. Here's our main different platforms you can link your podcast to, and it'll upload all your episodes for you. So I just upload on Spreaker, and automatically will transfer all the episodes to these different podcasts. And if I ever want to visit my podcast from these different platform services, which is free, by the way, I just hit copy URL, open new tab, paste it on there, and let's go. And here it is. And here's my podcast from other platforms, in case Google Podcasts. The reason Spreaker is amazing because it's free to use. You can get monetized for your podcast, and you can get paid. You see there's an X on this money thing. That's because I haven't monetized it. That's because I'm not worried about making money. I'm doing my content for free. Especially about the Bible and the gospel and whatnot. I just like to do it free of charge. So yeah, here's some ideas how you can create podcasts. But Spreaker is definitely a big one if you want to spread your influence and reach a wider different types of audiences. Look at all these platforms I can use. You can see right here it's already added. Now if you need more helpful or want me to do a video how to do each and one of the stuff, let me know in the comments. You can also just look up on YouTube as well for other videos to get you started and going. That's pretty much it. Hopefully this video has been blessed to you. Hopefully it's helped you to get started. But if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer them as best as I can. Alright, and that is it. So go out there, produce some content. I encourage you to start your own channel and just get the word out there. Until next time, God bless.